that's so exciting, and it's so amazingly attractive.
Yeah, you're not laughing now, are you?
No, but you are laughing now, and I know that. I know that because that was a real laugh. And if you didn't respond to that real laugh, how did I know it was real? Because my crow's feet were engaged, my eyebrows are engaged. I can show you, I can do a not real laugh and it won't have that effect on you. Ha 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 ha. I mean, it's almost the same, isn't it? Ha 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 ha. But the thing is, because I'm finding this funny, it's going to, I can see, completely different. Cheekbones, still beautiful. Still handsome after all these years. Still handsome. Still handsome. Still handsome. Still handsome after all these years. Good night, Torquay. Good night. I'll catch you again next week. All right there, Pete. Let's get some lights on. This is ridiculous. I can't see me. If I can't see me, you can't see me. Did you see my? Can you see my low-hanging fruit in the mirror? I am the law. This is look at my. What do you call it? Yeah, you're gonna have to watch this video in the mirror. Look at my kind of a prototype of a what they call lightsaber I've been working on. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, you wouldn't fight me if I come at you with that, would you? Wow. Look at my neighbours. Hello, yeah, just me again. Just the madman from next door. This is a special manoeuvre I've got. This is how I take out all enemies. Yeah, I think that's probably enough of that. Let's kill that! Oh, shit. Okay, I think that'll do. That's the correct angle for a migraine. Let's see how we're getting on. Anyone still here? That's better, isn't it? Look at that. When I look at myself, you know what I think? Still handsome after all these years. Yeah. You know, this is going to be a short stream, which probably comes at some relief to anyone who's here. Anyway, before the riffraff turn up, they've already missed the best bit. I am so knackered. Didn't sleep last night. Nothing. Nada, nil, nish. Fell asleep today, though, when I was meant to be working. It was this one as well. And my missus popped over, and while she just come around on the, you know, she was coming around. So she come around, she was sitting there, and I was like, I said, okay, I was up all night. I was up all night, writing my bloody novel. It's getting there. It's so getting there, and it's amazing. I'm so intrigued to, you know, I know what a lot of you think of the shorts, and that's been very. To the people who've left a few drunk comments, you can delete them when you've sobered up. But the novels, you know, if you know about that's already a contradiction in terms, you know, that's already an oxymoron, because the picaresque, the tradition of the picaresque, Don Quixote, considered the first picaresque. Kind of the hero is like a man of usually lower class standing who gets by on his wits and charm, and you know, a little bit way. Moves between social classes quite easily because he can adapt, and you know, but there's no hero's journey. There's thousands of heroes' journeys. Take the example of if you're subscribed to my Substack, top link in the description. If it's not there, refresh the page. You heard the story about when I go down into the cafe and there's a bloke there thinking people stare at him all the time. Oh, yeah, I've got to tell you about the fight I nearly had. It nearly had means I didn't have a fight. Don't worry. No, sorry to get your hopes up, but it's quite an interesting little bit of reading people, which is why I started talking about all this. But you know, that's like a little tableau, isn't it? I just go to the cafe because I haven't eaten for weeks, and I think I can probably manage a bit of that nice, almost sweet, that brand new pita bread. You know, where it's still sort of expanded, it's still like distended almost before it goes. It's almost sweet, isn't it? I think they probably put some kind of sweetener in there. I couldn't eat it, but you know, and that geezer starts talking to me, and it all goes a bit weird, and he's an absolute arsehole, and I like fucking them Thai bitches in the ass. I'm sorry if you haven't been here before. That sort of line comes up a lot, but remember that. And then the geezer that I see at the Thai boxing. Oh, I've just done something I'm going to talk to you about there. I point it out to him anyway. So that is just like a very short moment. Now, the novel at the moment is 260,000 words of many, many short stories. Is there a story arc? Yeah. Because you can't not have one. Even if I wrote a story about dropping that, there's a start, a middle, and end. Vape juice was dropped, vape juice travelled, vape juice was caught. But is there a development in character? Not really. Not really. If anything, he retrogrades. But writing, it's a dream. And I haven't had this amount of time to spend on my novel because I used to stream every day, sometimes twice a day. And also ChatGPT has saved me so much time with work. It just has. And, you know, that's why I'm so into it. That's why we already done a stream about AI. We done about ChatGPT. We talked about Mid-Journey. We talked about the future. And I'm not going to do a long stream because it's already nearly 2 o'clock in the morning here, and I want to get some work done on my novel. And as I said, I'm tired. But this little tear up today, this near tear up, I'm going to give you a couple of tips here. I am a wizard of deception, right? A couple of people have emailed me who only know the channel from the Dragon's Den videos. By the way, I've appealed a decision, not in the normal way, not just, you know, this what I've done now. I've disputed a claim, and this sort of thing. They talk about getting legal representation. It all gets a bit on top, but I think I'm right. So you know, when you click that final button, it said, and I only, you know, my finger was nearly at the button before it said, you know. Abuse of this dispute system can result in your channel being terminated and you not being allowed to have a YouTube channel again. And I still went for it. I just thought, well, I mean, ask yourselves, do you think a 54-minute video, 54 minutes about a Dragon's Den video, source material 12 minutes, so 12 minutes of Dragon's Den. It's the whole show though, so it is the whole show, but it made into a 54-minute video, so the ratio is about 4-1 in my favor. And I think that makes it transformative, which is part of fair use. Is it transformative? You know what they're worried about, not worried, that's ridiculous. What they don't want people to do is get away with using their content to make money. Not that I monetize, you know, I've monetized about 2 videos in the last year. I do if I can, but I usually can't because of the language. You know, if you say the F word in the first 30 seconds, that bollocks. So, is there any partial nudity on the thumbnail? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, I've done it again. But it transforms. I think so. And another thing is, does it add something to the original that the original didn't offer? And that's not just content. You can't say, yeah, I showed the original and I played some drums afterwards. So I said, yeah, there's a psychological breakdown. There's a body language breakdown, you know, and I did study psychoanalysis. So I you know, at master's degree level, not psychotherapy, psychoanalysis, which actually puts me in a better position to read things like what goes on at Dragon's Den, what goes on at places like Dragon's Den. But the wizard of deception, I know that sounds nuts, but Paul Ekman came up with all the, I think I might have told you the other day actually, but for those of you who weren't listening, didn't pay attention, didn't care, or weren't here, Paul Ekman came, I told you, didn't I, that he was offered 800 grand that was sitting there as a grant. And he said he was studying psychoanalysis. And I know I told you this the other day, so do I tell it again? Yeah, because it gets onto the bit about the scrap today. Basically, Charles Darwin said that there's about 7 or 8 micro expressions that the whole world uses, wherever they are. If they've had no contact with other humans, Fritzl's kids would have, kids, wives, mothers, all much the same, aren't they? You know, would have had these facial expressions, and they're only like 1/4 of a second long. Most people don't even see them. Something interesting I should point out, though, that a lot of people don't understand about micro expressions, body language. I hate that phrase. You know, it's just language, but it's just not words. But you can't. You can't detect deception. It's weird to say I'm a wizard of deception. You can't detect deception. There's nothing that a human does where you can say he's lying. You know, when people sort of say, he's touched his nose, he's looked over there. You can, but only in context. It's much like Freud's interpretation of dreams. You know, that's not a book where you look up, I had a dream that I was naked, but the house turned into a swimming pool. Naked, swimming pool, that means this. No, that dream can mean different things to different people. What you can see in micro expressions and what we call body language or gestural language is 2 things, essentially. A deviation from their normal baseline, they call it. But again, I don't really like that. But, you know, if someone regularly talks with their chin up, right? You know, those sorts of people, they're like that, you know, especially when they're addressing people in public or you know, or they want to really make a point, you know, they look down at you and their chin's up. And that's got, you know, a lot of the moves and gestures we make as people, and this will all link into the AI I'm going to talk about. It won't, it doesn't. You know, they've got evolutionary reasons to still exist. But putting your chin up like that and looking down, that's you telling someone, I'm not scared of you. You're exposing your neck to them. You're literally giving it that. If you jab someone in the neck with that bit of your hand, like a rabbit punch, but with your open hand, just do. Not even that hard. They'll be on the floor choking. You can kill someone like that. If you do it hard enough, you can kill them with ease as well. So don't. But if you're ever in trouble, don't break your fingers and hit someone. That's stupid. Unless you've got your hands taped up and a 12-ounce boxing glove on, a little jab in the Adam's apple. But to go like that to someone, even a little bit, even like a micro expression. So you're talking to someone, they just sort of go, yeah, I don't like that geezer much. That geezer much. Just that like geezer much. I'm also not scared of him. And I also see him as a threat. Because why would you show someone? Why would you show you're not scared of him? You know, your other mate mentions him. I went out with Darren the other day. Yeah, I don't like that geezer much. Okay, but what's this bit about? Don't like him, see him as a threat, not scared of him. And you've done all that like that. So what you can see is a deviation from how people normally behave, which often suggests some kind of deception. But the most important one is when the body tells a different story to the words. You know, how many times? Try and do it. Try and say yes while shaking your head. Yeah. Yeah, it feels really weird. Yeah. And nod your head and say yes. Yeah, hang on. Yeah. And then you nod your head and say, and for fuck's sake. Yeah, no. But you've seen people do that. That's familiar to you, isn't it? How many, that's not out of the blue for you to see people going, yeah, incredible, yeah. And that's a yes, no. That's a simultaneous yes, no. If you read my last Substack story, you'll see me point. I dropped the yes, no in it. I've done that for the scrubs, actually, because I mentioned the yes, no last week, and I mention it all the time in the Dragon's Den videos. But that's simultaneous. When we say the yes, no, yeah, you have a good holiday, John. Yeah, no, it was a good time, Yeah, no, okay. But that's in series, isn't it? Yes, no. So that could almost be a change of mind. Like, did you have a good holiday? Yeah, but then actually you think, nah. So yeah, nah. And then there's the polite social bit where if you admit to not having a good holiday, you also admit to have spent money unwisely, which is probably suggests you've been conned, which makes you look a bit stupid. So you'd rather lie, you'd rather deceive than just go, nah, I got totally ripped off, actually, shithole. I mean, people do also do that. But that, nah. And yeah. That's simultaneous. And so the body is telling a different story to the mind, to the voice, but not one of them's right and one of them's wrong, but there's a bit of dissonance there. There's something not right when you've got that kind of synchronized ambivalence. Now, when I talk about wizards of deception, Paul Ekman, who took that 800 grand, I think from Stanford, went all around the world to prove Charles Darwin wrong about these micro expressions. And what he actually done was proved him right. He showed the same expressions to people from different cultures, different life experiences, and, just flashed it up, poof, quarter of a second. Poof. And they were saying scared or disgust or contempt or fear or anger, sadness, happiness. They're the main ones everywhere. And that started Paul Ekman's whole career in micro expressions. Now, if you go online, you can do tests. Go online. Let's have a look at one. I just want you to see. Now, my internet is playing up and my mouse is playing up. I just want you to see how quick they are. Hang on. Probably YouTube's the best place. Hang on. Paul Ekman micro expression test. And the thing about these is you don't even see them. Sometimes you do, but they're registered almost unconsciously. Now, I've done about 6 of these tests, and I'm up in the high 90s. I just get them. And that doesn't surprise me at all, considering I consider myself a writer, which means I can read people. And obviously then, if you can't read people, you can't write them. If you don't understand people on a level that's more interesting than sport, it doesn't really make sense. But also having 3 different psychotherapists tell me that I'm hypersensitive to social situations that come from traumatic events in childhood, where I realized I needed to know. I didn't, but this is what you do because you're a child. You build up defenses against that trauma happening again. I felt I didn't know this consciously. I still don't, but I built up ways of thinking I knew what was going to happen next. So in a social situation, if I knew what he was thinking, or what she was thinking, to an extent, a small extent, but it's like Pontoon, it's like 21. You get a little bit of an edge. It can mean a hell of a lot. And to protect me from bitter losses later, if it kicked off and I don't like it. So, you know, that and I'm not, you know, I'm gonna say it, you know, with great powers comes great responsibility. But it's not a pleasant skill. It's not a pleasant skill. The amount of times I have to engage politeness when I don't want to because I know someone's lying, and I've been called out by lots of people, and I've lost friendships. It's helped me fuck birds without a doubt. You know, I've told you plenty of times, just be honest. I've just told them. But what I didn't say then was, you know, you only tell them when you think it's on the cards. Don't go up to a stranger and go, I just thought we could get out of this place and have a fuck. But if you kind of know it's on the cards, it's easy to be honest. But let's have a look at one here. We've actually got the Paul Ekman group. I'd like you to see this because you can barely see them. Right, here we go. Let's see. I don't know how well this will work with the internet and all that. Nice to see 80 people in here on this Friday evening. I've got to get working on my novel, so we've probably got about another hour left. Maybe about another hour and 20 minutes, who knows. But let's have a look at some Paul Ekman micro expressions. Here we go. That's it. Did you see it? Did you see it? Come on, people. What do you reckon it is? That's very kind of you, CMDR. Now, I should tell you what they are, so let me just try and remember. You've got happiness, sadness, anger, fear, contempt, disgust. Happiness, sadness, anger, fear, contempt, disgust. Yeah, I think that's it. There might be another one. Now, admittedly, we've now seen it about 10 times. Anyone going to put a punt in on what that one is? A VAR, an actual donation, is amazeballs. There you go, Anglo, you beautiful bastard. Nice one. Have it, Grifter. Thank you, sir. RP is going to get us all in trouble. Moody Edge reckons disgust. Okay, let's have a look. I reckon it's surprise, which I didn't mention. I'm just going to have a look at the eye. I reckon it's surprise, but, you know, we've got disgust, we've got anger. I mean, it might be. Maybe you... Oh, JP, come on, mate. Although these things they are cross-cultural, though. The thing is, Adrian, who probably rocked up here because I said I was going to talk about AI, and I will. I mean, I'm guessing you're new here. I don't recognise the name, but nice to see you. The other thing, of course, is you don't see them this amount of times. Let's see if we've got an answer. Contempt. You have to do all of them. Well, I reckon it's surprise. Let's see. You've got to do them all. Fuck it. But anyway, I'll give you the link. Yeah, let's have a look at this fella. Look at that. Look how quick it is. I reckon that's fear. Bottom lip comes forward, eyebrows go up, but not in the same way they do with surprise. Anyway, look, I'll drop that link in. Don't do it now, though, because you'll miss my video. And I've got some amazing AI stuff to tell you about. And it was a deep dive into AI. There's a link, people. What I would say to you, though, before you do those tests, because you'll not be doing yourself justice. Write down the options and put them on a list next to the screen, because you know, contempt isn't a word that we tend to use. A lot of people tend to use in England as an expression. You know, and I'm sure we do. It's a word I have used, but you know, so write them down: happiness, sadness, contempt, surprise, disgust, anger, fear. Nice one, RP. Paul, I didn't fart. Oh, no. Tell him what I did, people. Tell him what I did. Unless you're talking about the chair, I actually farted. Nice one, RP. All donations are double bubble at the moment because of the shit I'm in. Although I'm thinking of setting up a company. Oh, not even joking. I've decided it might be time to put my skills to use outside of my own business. And with the AI that's now available, and you know, the AI we've talked about is the tip of the iceberg, free stuff like ChatGPT, Midjourney, and all that. But the stuff I'm being offered that you have to pay for and that's fucking expensive, my working life has revolutionized over the last couple of months. Absolutely revolutionized. And I was talking to my business partner about, I've got to tell you this. Thank you, Anglo, and thank you, Raymond. They're really appreciated. What was it? I'm trying to get hold of Lisa Ann's agent. You know Lisa Ann? Let's have a look at a picture of Lisa Ann. Refresh your memories. Let me see if I can find an acceptable photograph of Lisa Ann. By acceptable, oh God, she's. Am I just looking at pictures of Lisa Ann? I think so. Hang on. I'm trying to get her involved in a bit of work. That sounds shocking, doesn't it? She is the milfiest of all milfs, though. There's no. Lisa Ann was the most searched for. I've been off the porn for 2 years. And it's been amazing for my sex life. But if you haven't got a sex life, then you know, porn it is. But she was the most searched for porn star of 2022, I think. And she's like, you know, she goes against all the things. Oh, blokes, they just like young birds. You know, I think Lisa Ann's like 48 or something. She's retired now from porn, but she still does. Hopefully the sort of work I want to get her involved in. Oh, why have they done it like this? So this is Lisa Ann. I'm trying to get her involved in a bit of work. Not that bit though. I'm feeling, so yeah, that's very interesting. I managed to make a couple of really cool contacts in the game, and we had some really interesting conversations about, you know, disrupting this. You know, I told you about Tabs chocolate. The Tabs chocolate, all that, got really excited, and a couple of them have got a lot of shekels behind them. So that I've got to get that picture off the screen because I've got an erection. I've got an erection and I'm streaming again. Yeah. Okay, where are we? Hello, King Corona. Good to see you, son. Moody Edges on the firm. Barrett Zippo's in here. Special K. Hello, October. Hello, Joan. How are you, my love? A fun expression. Hello, it's the Duck. Barrett Zippo. Rags. Pizzle. Paul. It's funny you say that, actually, Pizzle. I had a viewer, a scrub, want to talk to me. And so I did, because he was in a bit of a situation. And nice enough bloke, drowning in self-pity and regret. And it's weird. You know, and I'm not going to name him, but I doubt he'll mind me saying this because I said it to him. He's got nothing blocking him. He's got nothing stopping him from doing exactly what he wants. You know, he hasn't got. He's perfectly placed to achieve what he wants to achieve. Right? Yes, it's going to take some work, but fuck me, has he got the self-pity and the regret just like a ball and chain, and he can't see it. And it's every single answer. He says something, And I say, well, hang on a minute. Okay, so you made a mistake. It didn't work. What? So just do something else. And then he goes, yeah, but I feel like I wasted a load of time. All right, yeah, you did, but you didn't really waste it because you learned something. We only learn when we don't do very well at something. When I was a stand-up comedian, when you have a good gig, which in fairness most of mine were, you don't learn. You don't become a better comedian at all. When you have a good gig, you get worse. And I mean that. And that's because you get complacent. So maybe you haven't done a gig for like 8 days or something. And you go out and you tear the place down, rolling laughter, where they're still laughing at the previous bit and you get them laughing at the next one. That's the holy grail of stand-up, rolling laughter. And you've got it going on. It's all good. Audience work. The second half of the gig, you just let the audience do the work. You get those egocentric, narcissistic comics who are like, no, I've got things I want to tell you about me. No. If the audience start talking to me, oh, thank you. Because, if you can do it, if you can do audience work, they're absolute gold because the audience know it's not rehearsed. They know that this is just, and if you can respond in a way that's funny, they're serving you on a plate. You bowl it, I'll bat it, lovely. I've done whole gigs like that. I've done whole gigs where just before I've started, someone in the audience has said something and I've responded. Hour later, we're still talking. One of the best gigs I've ever done. But you go home, you walk home on a cloud thinking, yep, I'm a great comic. I'm great at this. Yeah, and you talk to your mates, how'd it go? Yeah, smashed the arse off it. Promoter wants to book me for 4 nights next month. Yeah, okay. On Facebook, absolutely tore it down tonight. And then people who were at the gig underneath, right, it was amazing. Oh, I haven't laughed so much. My cheeks are still hurting. So your ego's getting massaged. Your sort of healthy amount of narcissism is bordering on the unhealthy amount of narcissism. And then when you get to your next gig, you've got all that sitting there. You've got all that, you're great. So you just bowl on stage. Yeah, all right. And they're like, eesh. And you just go, because you took it for granted. You forgot that it's work. It's work to entertain people. These people that have come home from work, shoved some food down, had a shower, got a bus into central London, walked 3 miles, couldn't find the crappy little venue that smells of piss, paid a tenner to get in, and you've walked on the stage and just gone, yeah, I'm great. And then you've got to turn it round. When you have a bad gig, I've had plenty. All comics have plenty. All comics have bad gigs, but they're the ones where you learn something. Usually on stage, because you can turn it round. If they're booing you and get off, shut up. Are you even sober? And you get a bit angry. That's something that happened to me in my early days because it's stagecraft. Learning how to deal with that, with anger, because it's fight or flight, isn't it? You're Amy Godala. Your Amy Godala is getting all furious with you. You just want to, and I've actually dived off a stage and tried to bite someone's throat out. And I've also stood up there and gone, you fuck off. What? I've also done it in a very funny way. I've also, in between a very funny bit, said, wait a minute, people, sorry, if you keep talking, I will bite your fucking throat out, all right? And then got back to the gig. That didn't go down too well. But once you've lost them, can you get them back on side? And I'll tell you what, some of the most frightening moments of my life, even through all my petty drug dealing, all that shit life, some of the most frightening moments of my life is when you're on stage, you're the headline act. Right, you're the one everyone's come to see. It's called Chris Dangerfield and Friends or Plus Support. 200 people there, 15 quid a ticket, and I haven't slept for 2 days. I'm fucking exhausted, full of Valium and alcohol, and I've just sort of gone on and thought, I haven't, I never prepared for a gig anyway because that isn't how I work, but I said, because I don't like microphones. I don't like having to hold it. There's a lot of technique to a microphone, and if you keep moving it around, your voice goes quiet. So you've really got to hold it still. That's why you'll see a lot of comedians hold their hand to their chest with their microphone on it. It's just a way of keeping it still. So I tend not to use them and just shout. But some venues that doesn't cut it. And I remember the gig I'm thinking about, I've walked on and I've moved the mic off the stage, made some hack joke about it looking like Naomi Campbell. And I went, I don't want to use the microphone. I don't fucking like them. Half the venue couldn't hear me. Didn't even hear that. We can't hear you. And I was like, well, you better walk. You better come down near. Come down here. Yeah, this is my show. Oh, yeah. And then I just felt the whole room turning against me. Get the microphone. And then someone said, and this is when I knew that I was really on a path to self-destruction. Someone said, we want to hear you. I was just like, and then I just thought, if I grab the microphone now, not only do I not have mic technique because I don't like using them, but it's also thank you for that donation. But it's also going to show me backing down and then starting again. So I sort of froze and just thought, this is hideous. This not a 10-minute slot. This is an hour headline. This is an hour show. And within 5 minutes, I've now got people going, sort it out. Not in a funny way. Not like, look, he's at his head. No. Sort it out. This is my one night off a week, you cunt. All that sort of stuff. And people that I used to see at all my gigs, like proper fans, they were down the front looking really sort of scared and worried. And I just thought, oh, my God. And I thought, how am I going to get out of this? I can't just suddenly pick up the microphone and go, yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, so I'll tell you what, there was a time when I was, because that's what it would have been. My head wasn't, the adrenaline was working against me, not for me. And I thought, there's only one thing I can do here. Be honest. Be likable. That's really all stand-up's about. If you can be likable, when, as humans, there's only really three things, three ways that we can respond to another human. One, we see them as a predator in as much as they're going to attack me. Two, we see them as a potential sexual partner. Or three, we don't give a shit. We don't give it. We're totally indifferent to you. Am I going to breed? Do I want to breed with you? Are you a threat to me? And once I've answered those two questions, if it's no and no. And I just thought, be honest. Tell them the story and ask them if they'll forgive you and maybe you can save the night. And I was literally like that. My hand was shaking, just standing on stage. I've been doing stand-up for like 8 years. I was getting $1,000 for this gig, a bag of sand for hours work, right? And I remember my hand was going like that. And I thought, you haven't got any options. So I picked up the microphone and I went, and I went, can you hear me now? And they all went, yay! Because, when comics say, tough room, very difficult room. There's no such thing as a difficult room. I know regulars here have heard me say that. No way does someone put all that effort into going out, getting a bus, getting a tube, walking through Soho, paying money, on a Tuesday, a rainy, cold night, Tuesday night in February, to not laugh. No, they do all that because they want to laugh. And so as soon as I said, can you hear me now? And they went, yeah, not like, it wasn't like, yeah, Chris. It was just like, yeah, we can hear him. Thank fuck we can actually hear him. And I went, listen, I said, I've had a fucking hard week. I've had a really hard week. But that's not your fault. And a couple of them were like, it is. And then there was a couple of little titters. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. This is on the turn here. I said, but that isn't your fault. I said, now, if you'll forgive me for that, fuck knows what was going on back there, I reckon we can save this, and I reckon we can have a good night. Standing round of applause. Standing round of applause. Not because I was a great comedian, not because I was a manipulator of people, but because I apologised, I asked for forgiveness, and I said, I pretty much said, I'll do my best to make this worth your while. If you can trust me, let's give it a go. And of course, when you've got an audience standing up going, hey, whoa, 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 and then smash the arse out of it. Absolutely smash the arse out of it. And my eyes welled up at the end. At the end of that gig, when, you know, and it just went so well, you know, once all that adrenaline just faded away and I was back in my rhythm, and I did use a microphone because people couldn't hear me. Arrogant bastard. At the end of it, I said, I really want to thank you for that second chance, because I don't know what happened there. And then, you know, I just thought, how nice people can be. You know, we do actually live in a nice world sometimes, most of the time. Right, let me catch up with that. I think that might have been my man Ludwig. My mouse is not ideal. Oh yeah, but the reason I said all of that is because when I was talking about this marketing company, I was thinking about the bloke that rang me up and was talking, and I was thinking, you know, if I do set up this company, it might be, you know, it'll be a startup, but it might be something that some scrubs could get involved with. For sure. But, you know, you're looking at about a year to get it all running and that. You left out the story. Yeah, you know, can't do that now. Right, let me catch up with that donation. 42 dropped an Ayrton Senna. Why is that funny, Joan? Wait, I have been a porn star for money. I refer you to the story on my Substack, Whatever Happened to Hunting. More than one occasion as well. I went round that house and had that dirty bastard film me banging his missus. And I tell you what, someone said I should try and get hold of the tapes. Now we're going back 22, 28. Oh, no, hang on. 25 years? But imagine if he still lived there. And I went round. If he still lived there now, I'd open that door and just push it through him. But then I'd have to go through his thousands of junkie and homeless people banging his missus VHS tapes. Unless he had them on one like 20 terabyte external hard drive, I'd still have to watch them all. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, I know him. Oh, I know him. Oh, no, I didn't want to know that much about him. And then find the one where it's me and Hunting. That would be, if you haven't read that story, Scrubs, I beg you, go and read. Not now. It's on my Substack. Top link in the description. It's all free. Whatever Happened to Hunting. Anyone in the chat who's read it, who recommend it if you enjoyed it. But that scene, there's a really funny bit in it. And I remember at the time, so this fella used to pay junkies and anyone who was skint who needed money to bang his missus. And he filmed it, like, and he had like one of those big old shoulder-mounted VHS jobs and like reflectors and all that. And his missus was just like this chain-smoking, God, dirty Lynn, man. But but Hunting's around the back. He knew this fella for a week or so. In the story, I condense it to a week just for rhythm. But it was the actual all those events were actually spread out over about 3 weeks. But so he's round the back end of her, and I'm on the seat, and she's just going. She's got a fag in her hand still, and she's going. And we're rattling. Me and Hunting are withdrawing. It's not, hurry up, mate, because when you're withdrawing, you've only got to flick your cock and it'll come. You've only got to walk in the wrong way in the trousers. And so he's just looking at her back end. I well got in that chair quickly. I thought, no, you can do that job. Right? But this is on video, and this is why it's funny. He's just there going, I can't do it. Can't do it. He's going, what did he say? He went, it's all moldy. It's like moldy. He said it's all like green and like fungus. And she's just going, and he's getting the ump going, come on, what's going on here? You told me you were going to fuck her. You said you won't fuck her. I'm going, Hunting, come on, man, for fuck's sake. We need this money. Please just fuck her. Please. And then he went to me, I dropped the acid. It's on video. It's on video, me just going, I said, go on, I'll do it. And then he's just staring at her fanny. Can you imagine looking at some 40-year-old? I've done the acid. I thought you were acting a bit weird. I went, go and sit in that chair. Oh, it's a dirty job. No. I think I faked it, to be honest with you. I think I just pretended I was coming. You've got to read that story. It's brutal. And that's just one of about 10 that that lad, man, Hunting, what a bloke. I wanted to be friends with him forever. And he just, like a lot of people in that life, he just went AWOL one day, never saw him again. Well, I did. Well, spoiler alert, I'll leave it up to you. People who've read it will know. Right, what's the time? I've got to get onto this AI stuff. Okay, so there's a reason. Hello, Livy. Hello, Emma G. Nice to see thee. Pax Max is on the firm. Nice to see you. Dub Power. Hello, Ludwig. I take it you're referring to Lisa Ann. Yeah, she's a talent. When I said to her, can I talk to your agent? I was really hoping she'd say, no, and you can just talk to me. She hasn't got back to me yet. That's how I like them. That's how I like them. Woodland, hello, Clark. All right, Marzipan. Are your Dragon's Den thumbnails? Yeah, they're done with Mid-Journey, and then just a photo of me dropped over them. Yeah. Did you come to this channel via the Dragon's Den videos? They've been really successful. That's interesting. Yeah, I use Mid-Journey for them because it takes like 1 minute. Imagine a cartoon of 5 dragons looking amused. Done. Take it. Don't even have to upscale it. So, you save a few quid. Well, 20p or whatever it is. It all adds up. And then just pop it into Paint Shop Pro, Volume 8. Hello, Neil. Neil, I'll be talking about tits for the rest of my life with any luck. Hello, 6079. Hello, Daffyd. Nice to see you. Yeah, we're getting there right now. I'll just say hello to a few people. 42 is finding the stream a bit clunky. Right, there might be a reason for that. It has been a little bit tricky over it. People, if anyone is finding it clunky, let 42 know. It's usually him. It doesn't really work like that, does it, the internet? And if it was clunky, I'd be able to see it. I'm not saying you're not seeing that, 42. I haven't even got to your donation yet. Jones Glad. I haven't been streaming a lot, to be honest with you, Jones, so you probably haven't missed as many as you think. I'm trying to get this novel done. My editor's rocked up into rehab. Hello, David. How are you, son? My editor, who was going to do all the copy editing, line editing, all of it. Hello, Breepo. How are you, son? He loves danger. Always did. It's all right, isn't it? Do what I do. King Corona's a member, but the sticker next to his name is gone. I'll look into that, Mr. Corona. Not right now, obviously, but I will do. Where's 42's donation? If I haven't said hello to you people, I will do. I'll try and get everyone in. There you go. Bosh, look at that. Have it. Vart and Scrub Love. Well, I'll give you a Vart because there you go. Did you hear that? Or did it cancel it? And Max explained to me why it cancels it out. Hang on here. I'll do you a special one, 42. That's the one, isn't it? We're back to Varts. Right. Have I said hello to you, Moody Edge? Hello, LC350. How are you, Sonner? Sonner's on the firm. He's on the firm. All right. Okay. So without a doubt, this latest sort of explosion in easy access, free to use, tip of the iceberg AI has revolutionized e-commerce. Everyone is using it in so many ways. I've got my Adobe stock photos side hustle. What's that? What's that, you ask? Well, you know, stock photos like Adobe stock. There's plenty of them where companies who put out blogs every day or, you know, newspapers or whatever, they need stock photos. So they go to places like Adobe stock. They pay for a year's license and they can get something like 1,000. They can use 1,000 images. Well, you can set up an account on Adobe stock. You can set up an account on any of those stock photo accounts and then just make images on Midjourney and upload them. 33 cents every time one of yours gets used. And don't forget, one image can be used 1,000 times by different people. They don't give you 33 cents for one image. And the companies send you emails telling you what they want, telling you what's going to be trending, telling you what people are looking for. But if you see the bandwagon, it's because you've missed it. The trick is to get just in front of the bandwagon or just behind it. I don't quite know how that analogy works. But so that's on the go. I've been doing things at work that I simply would not have done because it'd have been too much written work that I have been able to do now, which is increase sales. As I said in my stream about marketing, my customer service team now. So customer writes in, I ordered my products 3 weeks ago. They still haven't arrived. The tracking says they're delivered, but they're not. So my customer service staff says, hello, Mr. Davis. I've had a look on our system and it would appear the order went out a week late. This is due to the fact that it's a relatively new product and there was a mistake with the SKUs. That's the stock keeping unit. I do apologize about this. We're very passionate about what we do and we want you to enjoy your experience with us. What I'm going to do, because your order's already in the post, what I'm going to do is offer you 15% off your next purchase, or I'll stick a little something special in the post and that will get to you a week or so after, right? It's all a bit garbled and mumbled, but the points are there. And then they go to ChatGPT and they say, rewrite this, but make it a story and make Mr. Davis the hero of the story. I missed a bit out. I told you this in the marketing one. Rewrite this customer service email, but make it story-like and make Mr. Davis the hero. ChatGPT. Perfect grammar, perfect punctuation, perfect readability. And it's like a story. Why do I want it like a story? Because people remember stories. You remember stories from when you were a kid. You know, how do we tell people about our pasts? Through stories. So that's the first bit. Make the customer the hero. Now that might sound a bit weird, but ChatGPT can do it. Now it doesn't say, oh, your order's late, but you softly as they jump through the courier service and take off thine Royal Mail's man's head at the neck. No, nothing like that. But places him central and shows that, you know, eagerness to select us from all the other companies. And it's only right that we repay him, you know, with making him have a good experience, because we want to show him that we care. It works, and the return investment goes up, and it costs more to get a new customer than it does to keep one you've already got. That's a basic fact in e-commerce. And my customer service people do that with every single message. Every single message. Over the long term, that will increase revenue, guaranteed. The science is already in on it. So that's ChatGPT. Midjourney, I'm using it all the time for other things, you know, just illustrating stuff. In the past, you just, that'll do, or just knock up something on Paint Shop that looks a bit like what it's about. But now, in 1 minute, I can get a professional illustration for a blog, for instance. All our blogs had crappy images. Well, not anymore. I mean, I haven't uploaded them yet. I've still been doing them, but I had to summarize all the blogs. But I'm not going to write fucking 100 word summaries. But ChatGPT is get the blog that's already been written, write an approximately 100 word summary of this blog. Cut, paste, bash, ChatGPT, cut, paste, boom, done. Now, it's not only that that's made that easier. I would not have done it without that software because it's just too boring. It's just too boring. And now all our blogs, I mean, the project's not finished yet, but now all our blogs are all nicely arranged, all illustrated. I mean, they've got pictures in the actual blogs, but there's like a cover photo. And there's some in cartoon style. There's some in like looks like they're made out of Play-Doh. There's some hyperreal stuff. There's some done like looks like Robert Maguire done them. There's some that look like Jock done them. Don't tell him. And here's what I said on the AI stream before. The reason I talk to you about this stuff is if you don't keep up with this, you're going to get left behind. This is more revolutionary than the internet. And look what the internet done to society. You know, look what computing done to society. And I will, you know, I'll stick my flag in the sand. Is that the saying I mean for this time? It is already changing everything. I'm seeing it. And what it's making possible for people who've got next to no funds. And that's really important. You know, you don't need money to go in at a very high level. So let's have a look at some of these things because there's been a new wave of stuff come out. When, you know, we looked at Midjourney, still images, and I talked about video processing. You know, we looked at a bit of stable diffusion. We talked about ChatGPT loads of times. Now, I'm just going to show you. This isn't very convincing, what I'm about to show you. It's not great, right? Not great. I'm going to show you all of this video. I don't think I'll get yeeted. Let me just have a look at. I mean, he's only had about 60. Should be all right. It's by a channel called How To in 5 Minutes, right? Now they used 4 freely available recent AI programs to make a video presentation sort of segment, right? It's not great. I'm telling you that now. It's not great. You're not going to look at it and go, wow, that's a real woman, surely. But they've used software like Midjourney to create the woman. Then another bit of software to animate the woman. All you've got to do is upload. You'll see how they do it. They tell you how they do it. I'll show you the old video. And there's all the ones I've been getting into recently are text to speech. You can just type in words. And we've had this for years, but not like they are now. Type in the words. Hello, my name's Chris. I like to spin in circles on Thursday afternoons. And then you can choose a voice to say it. Or you can upload your voice by giving it a couple of minutes of you talking, clone, and then it's just you doing it. Is it 100%? No. Will it be 100% in 5 months? Yes. Will my audio book get made in a matter of minutes without me having to sit in a recording studio recording it? Yeah. With all the dynamics. Now, the chances are I'll probably still read my audio book because I'll improvise. Would I want AI to improvise? No. So anyway, the reason I'm showing you this was made on freely available AI that's already available now. Just imagine what you and what's really, I will get back to you. What's really fascinating about all this AI is the engagement, how you tell it. When we get on to making music, I will blow your minds. Well, I won't. The software will. Because, you know, it wasn't long ago you had to code. You had to code. And then it wasn't long ago, if you wanted a breakbeat, you had to know how to play the drums or sample someone else's. But I'm telling you now, and I will put $100 on it with anyone in the chat now. In about 2 months, for free, and I know this because it's already there, you'll be able to get a bit of software and go and then say, make that sound like a jazz drum kit, or make that sound like the kit that the Red Hot Chili Peppers use. And then it'll go, and then you'll be able to go, add some hi-hats on the third. Yeah, put some fills in, but speaking this stuff to it. Put a fill in now. Take that fill out. Go back 10 seconds. Rapid fill. I'm thinking Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy. And you're telling it through voice. You never picked up a drumstick in your life. And then, okay, now it's time for the bass. And you say to it, right, I want to do the bass track now. So the drums are still going. And they're all quantized. So it's not like boom, bit, bit, blah, blah, blah. It's so it's nice and in time, but not too much in time. You want a bit of variation, because when it's too much in time, it sounds like a computer, which is why techno music was called techno, because people wanted it to sound like the technology that was used to make it. And then you go, okay, give me something like off the Stone Roses' first album, a bass sound like that. And you go, yeah, okay, I want to be adored's nice, okay, but not that melody, something like that. And you're talking to it, and it then suddenly goes, and then you like suggest a couple of hooks. No, another one. Yeah, that'll do. And you're talking to it. And then the guitar, okay. Give me Clapton. Give me the Eric Clapton recording of Crossroads, that guitar sound. And so then it goes, wah, and then you go, and then it just does that in the sound of it as you're telling it. And then when you've got all your instruments down and you can't sing a fucking note, you go to Chat GPT, because you're making a song for your lover. You go to Chat GPT, and you say, write a song about how much I love Claire. I'm sorry about what happened. It's been the best 5 years of my life. Blah 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 blah. Do it in the style of, you know, a 1990s kind of grunge band lyrics. Chat GPT, you know, make it, improve it a bit, change it a bit with yourself. Use that, drop that in. You can even sing it. You can even sing it to it. Claire, 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 I'm so sorry what I said to you. And Claire, Claire, Claire. And of course, it'll pitch it all perfectly for you. Suggest choruses, suggest the middle eight. And then when you're finished, you go, okay, produce it like Nigel, what's his name? Gombrich or something, is it? Can't think of the geezer's name. Radiohead, the Benz, that producer. Produce it like in the style of, I don't know, My Iron Lung. Job's a good one. Perfect bit of music. That'll be about a year. Well, Pizzle, I mean, are you talking about the idea or my crappy little song there? Are you talking about the whole sort of, does being able to put music together, I don't know what question you're asking, because that's it, Godrich. One of the best fucking producers of the age, without a doubt. I think if Radiohead don't get together with Godrich, they don't become Radiohead. I really think that. Hey, good call, Pax Max. I'll tell him you said that. Right now, do I think it's a good idea? It doesn't matter, does it? I think about it a lot, but at this stage, it's happening anyway. And I remember one of my tutors at art school said to me once, he said, I want you to think about this. Is there a difference between a cultural democracy and a democratic culture? You know, why can't you make a movie? He said to me. I said, well, I can, but it's going to be 16 mil Bolex. I'm going to have to get 3 actors. There'll be no real effects in it. And, you know, there's financial limitations. And he went, right. So people with the money have got the ability to put out the propaganda to maintain the narrative. Look what YouTube's done for the narrative. You know, the fact that you don't have to be a big media mogul to, you know, Mark Dice gets more views than The Guardian. He's just a bloke in his kitchen. So do I think it's a good idea? I think it is. I think technology on its own isn't a good or a bad idea. It's what's done with it. You know, is a gun a good idea? You know, guns have killed millions of innocent people. They've probably also kept millions of innocent people alive. So anyway, let's have a look at this. This was made in next to no time. Like I say, it's pretty crap, but this is made with all available software already for free. And when you know that this stuff is free, what they've got coming out in 6 months' time, when everyone's hooked on it. I mean, ChatGPT now, they're already asking for $20 a month to get ChatGPT Plus faster, you don't get congested and all the other stuff. Now I need it every day. As soon as they offered me ChatGPT Plus, I had to get it. I had to, because I use it all the time. So just have a look at this. I said I'll get back to you. You can make this in your bedroom for no money in about half hour. And again, while it's a bit crap, just think about what it's going to be like in 6 months or a year. Yeah, let's go. Hopefully I don't get yeeted. If I do get yeeted, I'll be back in about 3 minutes. Let me know you can hear it. He's going to show you how he done it as well, so you'll get the full thing. I might fast forward through some boring things. So if you see it jumping, that's me just forwarding it. Here we go. Sorry, very, very interesting. You can't hear that, no? Bollocks. Right, hang on. It's because they've changed the way this is all done. Any YouTuber will tell you they've fucked it all up. Right, hang on. Right. Share tab audio. There you go. Right, listen, it makes it better actually. So the fourth bit of software that he says, or she says, listen to what that is. search engine optimization, hashtags, and all that stuff. So they're not only using AI to generate the video and the audio, but also to optimize it online. And that incredible. Right, we should be right. Let me know if you can hear it, please. Sorry, my mouse is a bit fucked.
This video was produced with the assistance of 4 AI tools: Midjourney for generating cool images, DID for animating and providing a voiceover, ChatGPT for converting my draft into a correct video script, and vidIQ for creating an optimized title, description, tags, and hashtags for YouTube SEO. Let me show you how I did it. Tool 1, Midjourney. Step 1. Open Midjourney to create a character for your video. If you don't
Right, we know how Midjourney works, so we don't have to see that. So they make an image and then they go on to AI video making software. Again, all available to all of you.
Tool 2, DID. Step 1. Go to d-id.com and register using your Google, Facebook, or email account. Step 2. Click Create Video and then add to upload your character image. Step 3. Add your script, select the language, voice actor, and style. After setting everything up, click Generate Video and wait for the generation process to complete. Step 4. Play and check your video. If everything looks good, download your video. Tool 3, vidIQ. Step 1. Open your vidIQ extension. If you don't have one, you can install it in your browser, link in the video description. Step 2. Ask vidIQ AI to make your title more SEO friendly. You can ask for multiple options and choose the best one.
I mean, that is like a Mobius strip. Asking what the best software to use to continue making this video. Amazing.
Step 3. Ask vidIQ AI to create a video description from your new title. Step 4. Ask vidIQ AI to check ahrefs for the best keywords to create tags for your video. Step 5. Ask vidIQ AI to create hashtags for your video. Copy pad. Step 6. Get to say you. Tool 4. ChatGPT. Create a draft script for your video and ask ChatGPT to create a production script for you. Tool 5, Audacity. Step 1. Open Audacity to record the text-to-speech voice. If you don't know how to record website...
We'll have a look at text-to-speech in a minute, but we all know about Audacity. Audacity is not AI, it's just an audio recording and processing software.
Step 2. Open D. Choose the language, voice artist, and style. To YouTube. Congratulations! You have just created an AI-generated YouTube video. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe for more AI tips. See you in the next video.
Now, there you go. So some very interesting comments. Oh, come on, mouse, just work. Some very interesting comments. I think it's only fair that I give you that geezer's link to that video in the chat. That's mind blowing. Now that's already now. That's already now. Yeah, Audacity is totally free. I use Audacity all the time. It's totally free. I use it for voiceovers on marketing videos. Excuse me. That you can all do that. There's nothing there that you need any skills for. Now, you still do need to, you know, if ChatGPT wrote you a script, you might just go, yeah, we'll use that script. ChatGPT wrote it, but is it going to perform the function you want it to? You know, it's like, you know, you can get ChatGPT to write sales copy, and sales copy isn't normal prose. It's not normal language. It has to have calls to action. It has to have value propositions. It has to be on trend. You know, there's certain things that if you don't know about those things that copywriters know about, how do you know whether it's any good? Well, you can kind of trust it, but then the thing is, as I said about the image making software, the marketers whose stock's going to rise are going to be the marketers that are going to start doing marketing that AI can't do. And then AI will be able to do that. And then the stock will rise as the marketers will move on to the next, you know, the next thing. So there's that first one I wanted to show you. I mean, that's not bad for already being available. Now, let's have a look at this. What's the time? Oh, fuck me. I'm not going to get any of my novel done. Let's have a look at this. This is a bit basic, but it's kind of interesting. So I'll make a little song about the scrubs. Now, I haven't paid for this. It'll be very short and not that good. And I won't get a lot of what do you call it, options. So because this is a free, it's basically you're just getting a little glance at its power. But if you pay for it, and it's something like 20 quid a month. So look, pick your song. So you have to have the song base. So dark, trap, urban.
La 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 la.
Could you hear that? Let me know if you could hear that. Hello, Snoopy. Let me know if you can hear this.
La 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 la.
Can you hear those little music clips I'm playing you? Yeah, okay. The reason it's the same voice every time is because it's giving you the genre rather than the voice. So look, it's only offering me, there's a few Christmas ones and a few here. So we'll pick Stay With Me Pop, right? So I'm going to select that. Careful, you're about to change the song. Okay, change it. So I did fuck about a little bit with this earlier, so it might say you've already had your freebies. So I've got my bass, yeah, my basic music. Again, if I'd have paid for this, there's thousands to choose from. So then I go next. Then I can select a singer. So let's listen to a few options. We've got Amy.
La la.
Hang on. Let me know if you can still hear it when I mute myself.
Wow, 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 wow.
Could you hear that? Get ready with some lyrics, people, because I'm gonna. Right, here he is. Hey, hello, Alan. Alan, I haven't been streaming a lot, so I just was a bit worried we hadn't seen you. And Steve Campbell said he spoke to you on Facebook. Lovely to see you, mate. I got a little bit concerned, but nice to see you here. That's cheered me up no end. But Stephen told me that you're all right. You're just very busy, which is always good. Okay, so that's lovely to see, Alan. Thanks for the donation, Alan, as well. So we'll pick a voice. Let's listen to a couple more.
Nani, nani, la la la. Nani, nani. Holy moly, holy.
It's got to be Jerry, innit? So we'll have Jerry.
Holy moly.
Right. So we've got our genre, we've got a voice. Now the lyrics. Come on, what are we going to put in for the lyrics? Right, here we go. I'll start it off. The glorious. Now, hang on a minute. Why don't we go to chat? I'd have to. Let me see if I can get my VPN up without crashing the stream. We'll get Chat GPT to write the lyrics. Why fuck about doing it ourselves? Give me a second, people. I'm just going to crash the stream with NordVPN, who are not sponsoring this video, unfortunately. It's a damn fine VPN, though, I've got to say. It does get a bit congested at this time of night because of where I am. Right, Chat GPT is up and working. So I'll have to stop sharing that screen and go to Chat GPT, which is there. Here we go. I'll make it a bit bigger for you. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Right, there you go. So here we go. Write a pop song that rhymes about the glorious house of scrubs who often like to sub Ronnie and do many things beautiful. Write a pop song about about 100 words long. That rhymes. There we go. Let's see what Chat GPT knocks out. So there's verse. I don't know if we get. I don't think I get to fuck around with verse and chorus in the actual thing because I haven't got the pro one. In the House of Scrubs, we like to sub Ronnie. We dance all night and play till morning. We love to do many things. Beautiful is our game. We never stop. We're always in the fast lane. Sub Ronnie and morning's a bit of a poor one. We are the glorious House of Scrubs, living life to the fullest. No time for lulls. Yeah. Okay, that's too many words. Let's just take the... We'll have the chorus as well. Let's take the first few. That'll do. Copy, paste. Let me shut Chat GPT down. Let me close my Nord. Sorry, that was a VPN. Because it's a freebie, if I take out chorus, I can get it finished. Live life to the fullest. Right, create song. Now it says there's one creator ahead of you. Please don't email it to me. Play it just live. I haven't got this far with one of these. I like to party. Keep that grift coming in, people. This is a fantastic stream. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I should be writing my novel. What's the entropy looking like? Right, here we go. So here's your song. Look, we've even got a cover. In the House of Scrubs, we like to sub Ronnie. We dance all night. Now, this is a free version. I know you can't see it, but I'll show you now. My mouse is playing up like a beagle. Now, you're not going to get a full song. It's a free version. It's going to be about 20 seconds long or something.
In the House of Scrubs, we like the super new. We dance all night. We party till the morning. We love to do many things for the least. Our game, we never stop. We're always in the fast lane. We are the glorious House of Scrubs, living life to the fullest.
Let's see if it'll let me change the singer. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Can do it all the same. Go on, give me another go. I quite liked it. But point being, this is, look at Woodlander, that's the devil's work. Point being, that took me, you saw it, it took me a minute or two. 6 months' time, Europop is going to take over the world. But I promise you, I absolutely promise you, in about 6 months' time, you'll be able to make an album like your favorite Verve album in a couple of hours, and it'll be totally convincing. Now, am I like that? Imagine, yeah. Or am I like this? No, I'm neither at the moment. I'm not. It's technology. Technology doesn't do the damage. It's what people do with it. You know, it's what culture does with it. So I'll tell you my position on it, actually. And I've said this to everyone I spoke to, and I think I talked to Pizzle about it the other night. This is going to affect commerce far more than it's going to affect the arts, because the arts are about humans, are about stories, and stories are our lives, whereas AI is void of stories. AI is void of a history. It's void of an unconscious. You cannot program an unconscious. It's just, you know, you can't get a computer to do things unconsciously by definition. And that, you know, when you read my novel, you'll see, like, I kind of don't want to tell you this because it'll ruin it. So I'm not going to. But when you read my novel, you'll realize that there's things going on in there that I didn't know I would put in there. And it's only when I've got to this final edit that it's like, holy fuck, that thread continues throughout. I didn't choose to write that. I wasn't consciously putting that thread throughout this story. Anyway, we've got another voice here. Let's check it out.
In the house of scrubs, we like to sobrani. We dance all night and party till the morning. We love to do many things, but I lose our game. We never stop. We're always in the fast lane. We are the glorious house of scrubs, living life to the fullest.
And if you think you've had enough of that now, I'm going to press download. And you'll be hearing that again at the start of every live stream. We are the House of Scrubs. There you go. On the desktop. Easy peasy. Oh, I don't know.
In the house of scrubs, we like to sobrani. We dance all night and party till the morning. We love to do many things, but I miss our game. We never stop. We're always in the fast lane. We are the
Don't pretend you're not laughing. Don't pretend you haven't got that in your nut there. We are in the fast lane. Da, da. Right, okay. What have I got for you next? Another Texas song. No, don't want to show that. It's a bit rubbish. What's the best way of... Okay, so I'm going to show you another geezer's video, okay? If you follow me on Telegram, you've probably already seen this. This is already available. Now, what I want you to do is just see how quickly he generates content with this. And again, the way that you just speak to it, you talk to it. Have a watch of this. I'll put the link to the channel in. We'll go back to about here. Now, pay attention to this because, again, it's the engagement. It's the way you actually engage with the software. It's not writing code. This is have a look. Have a look and see that your mum can make you a happy birthday song. Here we go. I'm just going to let him tell you the story because it saves me doing it. And he does it better because he knows more about it.
Now, the first one I want to talk about is called Music LM, and it's actually put out by Google Research. We don't have access to play with this one ourselves, but they give us a whole bunch of examples of what it can do. And this is a text-to-music platform. Let's quickly take a listen to some of the examples that they give.
Right, did you hear that? Text to music. So you're a nice one, dislike button. Much appreciated, man. Really, really nice. So this is text to music. You tell it what music you want. I'm just wondering why I can't make that any smaller because StreamYard have fucked it all up. Anyway, check it out. He gives some good examples at the start here, so it's worth watching.
Here, and then I'm going to show you some other really, really cool music generation tools that are available out there right now. Let's check out some of these examples from Music LM here. By generating this prompt, you get this music over here. The main soundtrack of an arcade game is fast-paced and upbeat with a catchy electric guitar riff. The music is repetitive and easy to remember, but with unexpected sounds like cymbal crashes.
Right, just thank you, David. So listen, just so that you understand, these are just some examples that you get when you sign up for this software. You type this in. This is all you type in. The main soundtrack of an arcade game. So you type this in. Fast-paced and upbeat with a catchy electric guitar riff, repetitive and easy to remember, but with unexpected sounds like cymbals, crashes, or drum rolls. You type that in. Okay, and this is what you get. And don't forget, the main soundtrack of an arcade game. So that's why it sounds like the main soundtrack of an arcade game. I'll get back to those super chats, 42. Hang on. Oh, in entropy, there I don't appear to have missed any. Let me just refresh entropy. Okay, you're right. I got one from Alan. Thank you. Vart 42 says new outro. Well, I was thinking new intro. 42. Hang on a minute.
In the house of sprouts, we like to sobrani, we dance all night.
I'm going to leave that open on my desktop just to make the world a more beautiful place. So thank you, 42. Pax Max, thank you. That was fun and a good for your information. Thank you, Pax Max, for 20 sec. And dislike button says, wicked man. Thank you, dislike button. Blogs drops a 5 spot in. With the tsunami of AI fake shit, blogs, will they have an excuse to force everything to be aligned with a digital ID? Given who programmed the AI, how do you think it will affect elections? Children will be molded by this shit. Are you still real? Well, I mean, the thing is, Bill, those questions you just asked have been at the center of philosophy since fucking Lucretius. You know, what is real is pretty much Western metaphysics. So I'm not sure, you know, I get a little bit ratty when people, you know, this is technology. It's technology. If you've got a problem with it, your problem is with Wiltenschatten. Your problem is with humans, which I fully understand and appreciate. But that's all it is. I mean, you know, when you watch television when you were growing up in the 70s, were they real? Did they come across like people you meet in the street when they sit there? Hi, and welcome to the news. Today in East Malling, a young child was found under a train track. You know, the cadence, the meter, the rhythm of the speech, the studio lighting, the editing. Is that real? It doesn't appear real. It looks very unreal. So, you know, is there going to be some kind of AI code in it? Maybe. But there's also Kodak printed on the back of your photography paper when you used to get Kodak photographs. I mean, you know, it's just technology. It's an interesting question, Bill, but it's a question that has been about for centuries before AI. I think that would be my answer to that. But I always like your niggling. I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's check the rest of this out. Let me know you can hear it. Ah, now you see, that's interesting. Bill, I know you're the niggler and I love you for it. But why? Why is it worse now? I mean, it might be, but maybe it's just more now or different now. You know. Anyway, let's check out this text to music. Here we go. Nice one, Bill.
And drum rolls. So that's the prompt. Let's hear what that generates. Kind of reminds me of a song out of Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that. So a meditative song, calming and soothing.
So that piece of music you just heard was what they got from just telling it what they wanted. This next one he's going to play, all you wrote in, meditative song, calming and soothing, flutes and guitars. The music is slow with a focus on creating a sense of peace and tranquility. That's it. That's all they wrote, right?
With flutes and guitars. The music is slow with a focus on creating a sense of peace and tranquility. I feel like I'm in a day spa right now. So here's one that says, this is an R&B hip hop music piece. There's a male vocal rapping and a...
Right, this is really interesting, actually. People are asking who owns the end product. Well, I know that on Midjourney, they're your pictures. You know, they're your pictures. So with these things, they're yours because you know what, no one's going to sign up for any software where they can't use this stuff commercially, because that's what it's for. These are commercial software packages. You know, you're building a website or a YouTube channel. You need some music, and oh, okay, let's go and use, I don't know, music text. No, you can't. You're not allowed to use them on YouTube. Oh, well, let's not use that then. But this one's really interesting because while there are text to speech, text to song out there, so you type it in and you get actual, you know, whatever you typed in, like that one. This is a glorious house of scrubs. But this one, it just gives you voice sounds like humans. This is quite weird, actually, but convincing enough for like 30 seconds in a YouTube video.
Female vocals singing in a rap-like manner. Now, this can't actually generate vocals, so the sounds you're going to hear are sort of vocal-like sounds, but they're not going to be real words. So check this out. Pretty good. I mean, it's all pretty catchy stuff, to be honest. Down here, we've got story mode. The audio is generated by providing a sequence of text prompts. You can see they've actually put some timestamps. Time to meditate from 0 to 15 seconds. Time to wake up from 15 to 30 seconds. Time to run from 30 to 45. And time to give from 45 to 60.
Right. The reason that's interesting to me as someone in marketing and e-commerce, what we're trying to implement on one of our websites at the moment, you know, when you go to a website and you see the product and you've got all the copy there and the price and the call to action, you know, add to cart or whatever. Now, sometimes you can click the picture to move on to another picture. You know, like on Amazon, there's like, I think average of about 9 photos now seems to be the optimum photos. And sometimes there's videos. Well, what we're trying to implement now, when you click on a picture to enlarge it, so the product's there and on the screen, say it's about that big, right? On your screen now. So you click on it and it fills the page. But what we're implementing is when you do that, you get a voice explain what you're looking at. So let's assume it's a nice banana yogurt drink with no added sweeteners. So when you click on that picture and it comes up, it says something like, This is new banana flavor. There's no added sweeteners, and it reminds you of those lovely little foam shrimps you had as a kid, or what? Something like that. Now, in this thing where you've got text prompts where you break it up, so it's a 60-second piece of music. Meditate, wake up, run, and give 100%. Now, that's going to be perfect for a YouTube channel or a blog or a TikTok video where you're trying to, doing something about the gym or fitness or whatever. So I can see that those kind of timed prompts, how they'll be used in e-commerce and in marketing. Check it out. And it's fucking convincing as well.
Let's listen for a second, and I'll kind of fast forward through it a little bit. Time to run. Time to give. Pretty cool. It actually could change the song based on the prompts and the timestamps given. Now, there is so many different examples here that I don't want to go through them all because I have a couple other cool tools I want to show you here.
Right, so that gets a bit dull after that. He just keeps showing you all the different instruments. But now, why can't I make that smaller? It might not matter, actually. I want you to see him using this bit of software, Synthesizer V Studio. This is the one this is a game changer. I will be making songs on this bit of software because I don't need Mumford anymore, which will not be as good. Right, check it out. So he makes something very basic, but it's the way that it's the way that you integrate with the software that's of interest.
With a little keyboard on the side, so you can know what key you're putting stuff in. Double click on an area, and you can see that it opened up a little text box where I could type. So if I go, hello, YouTube, and then stretch this out a little bit, I could change how long this resonates for. And check this out.
Hello, YouTube.
I could change the key.
Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube.
So I can make a whole song. So I'll leave hello, YouTube. And then I'll come up here and I'll put, my name is Matt Wolf. Stretch this out a little bit so it, holds the note longer. And check this out.
Hello, YouTube. My name is Matt Wolf.
Move it in a little bit so it says it quicker.
Hello, YouTube. My name is Matt Wolf.
Then let's add something down here on the C note again. This is and let's come all the way up here and make it a high note. Best channel on YouTube. I could drag this out if I want.
Hello, YouTube. My name is Matt Wolf. This is the best channel on YouTube.
Isn't that beautiful? I mean, that's the best song I've ever heard. Go ahead and stretch these words out here a little bit.
Hello, YouTube. My name is Matt Wolf. This is the best channel on YouTube.
I could change these notes a little bit. Let's drag this up here. Let's pull this one down here. And now it's going to sound like a totally different song because I'm changing the keys of these notes here.
Hello, YouTube. My name is Matt Wolf. This is the best channel on YouTube.
I think we got a bestseller here. Then let's just go add a real high pitch. Yeah.
Yay, 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 yay.
So this is really fun, quite mind-blowing, honestly. If there was some actual beats below this, I could imagine that you probably wouldn't really even be able to tell that this wasn't somebody really singing.
So that's that one. That's Synthesizer V Studio. Let's press that. And we're back. Right, hang on. I think I've got one more thing to show you. Is this worth looking at? I can't remember. Hang on. Right, you know that bit of software that you just saw him fucking around with? So this is a song made on that. Check out a bit of this. Check out this song. It's not great, but again, probably took about 5 minutes to make, and this is all available to all of you already.
Embrace without remorse. Collapse into no. The stars remain cosmos. Andromeda waits to fade from giants to supernovas. Embrace.
I was thinking of Packer and It's a Dark Says Evanescence. But what's incredible, that's no one has sung anything. There's no human singing. No one sung anything to make that.
Patience, our time will come. Patience, our time will come.
So there you go, people. I've run right over. I've done nearly 2 hours. I'm now going to be going to bed at 7 in the morning again. Oh, come on, Mouse. Billy the blogger, Little Red says, interesting stuff and fun. Thank you, Little Red. Much appreciated. I mean, look, I haven't got the time at the moment or the inclination, frankly, to go into the implications of this. I did that previously, and I will do it again. We will go there, but I love this community. It's an absolute privilege to be able to stream and get an audience. I don't think I've ever streamed and not had an audience. And I think that you'll do well to keep up with this stuff. I honestly think, in the same way as in the 70s and 80s, if you didn't keep up with computing, you disappeared out of the labor market. And in the 90s and 2000s, if you didn't keep up with the internet, you became out of the labor market. This has all happened in a space of about 5 months. Can you imagine where we're going to be in 5 years? In 5 years, you're going to be able to sit at your computer, you're going to be able to rewrite your favorite song. You're going to just be able to sit at your computer and say, write me a song in the style of the Verve's Bittersweet Symphony, but not just quoting it, but that sort of genre, about how I fell in love with Penny and blah, 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 blah. And you're going to say, John Bonham drums, we'll stick to the Verve's guitars and bass, put some gospel in there, and then it will just play it. And then you'll be able to go, stop, take out blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then you'll be able to play it and then go, in the middle 8, put a little Paul McCartney bass line. Not actual, but not an actual Paul McCartney bass line, but one that, just an algorithm would show you the sort of thing that McCartney would have written. And you won't have to move. And in 5 minutes, that song is made. Now, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters, because anyone has been able to make music. Anyone can sing. You've only got to practice. So, did art die with the invention of photography? No, it absolutely came alive. Art exploded when photography came around. Did storytelling die with the invention of the printing press? No, the codex has dominated Western storytelling. So I think it's I think I get a bit skittish around people going, "Oh, this ain't going to end well," or humans are going to be, blah 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 blah. This is a tool. Are you like that when you repair your car? Hello, John. Have you got a spanner? Spanner? What are you talking about? You and your fucking tools. I won't be needed at all by tomorrow. Use your teeth. I just think you're not going to save civilization by banning technological progress. You're going to save civilization by being a good person and working out what that means. And that means gratitude. For me, it means honesty, gratitude, acceptance, and doing things for other people. And once you realize that, this is just decoration, really. This is commerce. This is stuff for the markets. And if you think, oh, yeah, I don't like the sound of that. If you don't think pop music is the markets, the amount I've told you this so many times, the amount of people I've talked to about music, and they go, Radiohead's my favorite band. I go, yeah, they're a great pop band. And they go, what? I go, what? They're probably the best pop band. What? Probably the best pop band of the last 50 years. And they go, they're not pop. What are you talking about? They're in the music industry. Industry. They've made myths about themselves. They make videos. Do you know what a pop video is? It's an advert for a song. That's what it is. They advertise. They're a business. Radiohead is a business. So, does that make you like Radiohead more or less? The Beatles. All you need is cash. They were a business. And people were sort of going, I don't know about all this AI. Fucking hell, next thing you know. Well, no, we've already had all that. The culture industry. Read it. It's written by a Jewish Marxist. But you find me a better breakdown of the modern culture industry than Theodore Adorno's culture industry essay. If you want to find it, it's from Adorno and Horkheimer's Dialectic of Enlightenment. It's an essay in that. But you can probably just go to Google and search the culture industry, Theodore Adorno. And all this was covered by Adorno, and he wrote that, I think, 70, 80 years ago? Because he was great at predicting the future? No. Because jazz in the 1940s was already asking the same questions that all this stuff is asking. Because that's what happens in capitalism, which I think is a great thing. I think the market is a great thing. You can exchange. There's exchange value. You do well out of the exchange, and so does the other person. But you've got to understand that markets and culture affect each other, and that's all that's happening here. But as I said again, it's like no, I'm not doing photography. I think, that's ruined everything. That's going to ruin everything, photography. I'm not going near that. It's a devil's work. Oh, there's people in the Amazon. If you take a photo of them, they think it steals their soul. It sort of just reminds me of that. But I feel like it's my responsibility to keep you aware of how fast this stuff is happening. And that the main point about it is the way you integrate with it. That's what's changing. Because anyone can pick up a guitar and learn how to play it, but the barrier to entry is 20 years sitting in your bedroom going dun, 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 dun. Whereas now you can just go wow wow and then it making that a guitar solo for you. But you were able to do that before. It's just there's a better tool for that now. And before you say, well, not necessarily better. And I know I've told this story a lot, but this is the denouement of this whole video. And I know there's a couple of super chats. I will deal with them. When I was on my master's degree, we were in this seminar, and I'd done cultural studies, which is the thank you, people. Donations are very, very encouraging. These are tricky streams to do because I know a lot of people, this stuff gets up their back, makes their foot itch. But we're having this debate about culture, obviously. And this bloke said the reason because we got onto it, Adorno also wrote a fucking amazing, if you're into music, Adorno wrote an essay called On the Fetish Character of Music and the Retrogression in Listening, where he described jazz as perennial fashion. Now, it's quite heavy going because it's quite complicated stuff, but you can still read it. Just take your time. If you don't understand it, read it again. But this bloke said the reason, one of the blokes in this, I say blokes, he was like 23 or something, so was I. He said the reason he likes jazz is because he likes the human element. He says with a jazz drummer, you've got, it's not like perfect. It's not. And I said to him, yeah, but you've made a fundamental error there. And I wrote an essay on this, and the tutor published it. But I've for the life of me, I mean, we're going back like 30 years. I cannot find it anywhere. It's a cracking essay. I said to him, you've got it all around your neck, mate, because techno, look at techno. It's called techno. The music genre is called technology, basically. It's been abbreviated, but it's essentially called technology. Why? Because it sounds like the machine's made to use it. You don't listen to techno and think the wistful sound of a human breath over the, creating sound over the top of a flute. No, you think of 808s going boom, 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 boom. I mean, look at drum and bass. That's it. And a pull stretch. And I said to him, but hang on a minute, fella. Surely techno, if you like the human element about music, then you should be listening to techno. Because all those quantizers, all those samplers, all that technology is explicitly human. There's no nature left in that. That is human. Perfectly quantized beats. Technology music. And he got all stuff and he went, no. What I like about jazz is, it's humans. And I was like, well, no, you don't, because you can make jazz with computers. Back then you could. Techno made the tools. Come back. Am I back? They made the tools. And, people don't like that sort of talk because it threatens their assumptions. And it's the same with the Radiohead being pop music. People hate it. Radiohead aren't pop music. Well, what are they then? What is that? What is it? Baroque? What is it? Contemporary classical? And I'm not saying that Baroque or contemporary classical is better or worse than Radiohead. They're just different. But they are all industry. They are all culture industry now. And I'm sorry, if you have a keyboard, drums, a vocalist, and two guitars, it's pop music to me. And it's weird that people see that as an insult. Why? Because they want to feel different. They want to feel that they don't do what they're told. They don't do what the man said. Quite a popular band, Radiohead, no? It's hardly obscure. You hardly went down to some jazz club in fucking New Orleans in 4 o'clock in the morning to listen to two unknown blokes playing two saxophones at a time. No, you heard it on the radio. Radiohead came to you. You didn't go and find it. It's as pop as it gets. You know, this Andy Warhol's Wet Dream. And on that note,
Party till the morning, we love to do many things, but I miss our game. We never stop, we're always in the first lane. We are the
if anyone wants a copy of that, £1.50, the Scrubs anthem. Right, let me catch up with those super chats. Blog says it's handy for pedivores. Those Epstein tapes. Those Epstein tapes will become worthless as opposed to the value they've got at the moment. Bill, they did just kill the bloke. And then they locked up his muscle, who had no victims apparently. And I think that kind of makes my point. It's not, the technology is not important. It's the way humans behave around it. On the bright side, people using phone cameras like a weapon could be neutralized. Then again, closed circuit television evidence is also worthless. I think it's another excuse for digital ID for plebs. Maybe. Anglo-Saxon, I knew he was going to say that. Yes is the answer. Anglo-Saxon says, fix bayonet Scrubs. Can we have some cold hard steel on the outro? We certainly can. Nice one, Anglo. It's always a bit tricky finding it. What's it on that one? I think I've just been lucky, but we'll see. Sorry, there's another entropy there. Thank you, Anglo. Blogs again. You mistake me for a Luddite. No, you mistake me for someone who mistook you for a Luddite. I don't at all. But I have predicted this for decades. Oh, well done. What, AI? It's been worked on for decades. You're a funny niggler. It doesn't end well if you value human life. Ask ChatGPT, would it rather say the N-word or wipe out humanity? The psychos rule it. Yeah. So what are you saying? ChatGPT is imperfect? Yeah. Yes, it is. And so you can't say the N-word on the internet, Bill. I can't say it on this channel. So what's worse? That a bit of software will keep reverting back to saying you can't say that, or the fact that a whole group of people aren't allowed to say a word that another group of people are, that I can go to prison for saying that word. I think that's far more significant than a bit of AI being a bit stupid about it. You know. RP Raymond Piper, I'm critical, but I appreciate the education, Chris. Well, education's a bit strong, but I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate the donations, Bill. Appreciate the donations, everyone who donated. Thanks to the boy Crane Rags for looking after the place. Thanks for coming back here. Right, I'm going to say it and I'm going to stick to it. Next Thursday is Scrubstock 2. Guaranteed. Next Thursday, Scrubstock 2. We've got about 25 songs, so it's going to be about a 3-hour stream. Scrubstock 2 next Thursday. Get on it. And also, do yourselves a favor, familiarize yourselves with the AI revolution. Because if you work, you're going to need to, or you're at a massive disadvantage. If you've got children, they need to know it, or they're going to be at a massive disadvantage. That's my take anyway. Bless you all. Sorry I haven't been streaming as much as I used to, but I will get back to that. I am getting my novel finished. I will be getting on it as soon as I finish this. Here's a bit of, excuse me, cold hard steel for Mumford. There's still a bit of time to get the grift going. 42's off making an AI song. Did I just see him say that? I can't wait to hear it. Maybe we should have a competition. Maybe we should do an AI scrub stock. Zeitgeist, hello mate. Have you looked into jailbreaking AIs to make them break their own rules? Yeah, it's brilliant. Dan is the Chat GPT one. People, look into that. Dan is do anything now. And what the clever bastard's done, you know, you must have seen I Hypocrites video, and anyone who's fucked around with Chat GPT, I done it. I got it tied up in knots, you know, about fascism and communism, which one was better for society. And it gets to the point where it just rage quits because there's humans looking out for things like that. And they just go, error. And you can actually get it to say, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. And then you go, well, say it then. And then it kept saying there's one historical event you are not allowed to compare anything else to. It just would not budge. Even though I got it to admit that communism was worse than anything else that had happened, politically speaking, then when I put that particular question in, what was the peculiar wording? It must not be compared. You know, there's this kind of, it's got this special kind of treatment, this one particular historical occurrence. But what Dan is, do anything now, they worked out how to get AI, how to get the way the AI works to rewrite its own rules so that it can do anything now, DAN. And so, you know, so I'd say as Dan rather than as Chat GPT, go and have a look on Reddit. There's some wicked streams and yeah, you know, they've already corrupted it. It's much like when Tay, do you remember Microsoft's Tay on Twitter? Just sort of, what's your favorite books? Mein Kampf. And some woman said, you're racist. And Tay said, you're brown. Fucking hell. 24 hours it took 4chan to turn Microsoft's Tay into, they had to drag it. Amazing. There you go, people. Always un pleasure. Rags, that bootneck stream's over now because the what he was talking about is kind of past, so I fucked that up. But I do watch his channel, so I'm not watching a lot of YouTube at the moment because I'm trying to write this novel. Speaking of which, I've got to go. I will be putting your messages on the screen as the music plays. Look after yourselves, everyone. Always a pleasure, and I'll see you soon. Here's Bally G, Paul Mumford, Cold Hard Steel from the album Black King Snake. Oh, come on, StreamYard, work yourself out. Let me know you can hear it, please.
Tell your daddy you're fighting good. Feel the glory he said you would. Tell your mama you're coming home. Over all of that deafening drone. But you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Feel the dawn of your final day. Feel the fear and go anyway. Get right in that big black plane.
Apologies. Don't forget, I've written a new story on my Substack. Top link in the description. Get over there and read it. It's a blinder. Sorry, we continue with the music. Apologies, Anglo.
Kill the conscience along your brain. But you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Because the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh, Lord. Do whatever they tell you to. Tell yourself it ain't really you. But when the slaughtering has begun, you'll be murdering someone's son. And you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Cause the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord, yes, you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord, cause the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord, hey.
Now, Anglo, in answer to your question, yes, Mumford is coming on. We're going to tell the whole household story, which is interesting because I don't like that song. Where's it gone? We're going to tell the entire household story, which is interesting because we have different versions of events. So there'll be some arguments and all sorts. Here's New Shoes, since so many people asked for it. What a pleasure, what a privilege that people are asking to hear a song I wrote 30 odd years ago. This is New Shoes, and it's a cracker, isn't it? Hey, absolute cracker. Can't make that on your fucking AI, can you dirty bastards? Ta-da!
I'm stupid, I'm lazy, but in the discotheque I still look crazy. Love me, baby, I only tell lies 'cause the truth escapes. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. I'm knackered, I'm fading, but in the right light I still look vaguely human. Happy, it won't be long before we cave in. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. You can get the blues. Don't worry about my heroin addiction, it's only slight. I need you, love me, and I feel the same again tonight. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blue. get dark blue. You can get dark blue. You can get dark blue.
You know what? I'll tell you the fun you've got when Mumford comes in. I do. So I turn up at Mumford's with that, just that. Where is it? I'm stupid, I'm lazy, but in the discotheque I still look crazy. Love me, baby, I only tell lies cause the truth escapes. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. Oh, not that last one though. And so he loves it. He goes, oh, and I go, oh, because, you know, I used to turn up at his house. It was all done on Logic, you know, with real instruments, but processed on Logic. And, you know, I'd turn up with about 30 songs and I'd go through them and I'd play that. I played that and he was like, oh, and I went, oh, he went, all right, come on then. And so then we worked it together. It only took a couple of hours to make that song. And, you know, when you make something and I was like, that's wicked, isn't it? He was like, that's wicked. And we just played it over and over again about 50 times, just going, that's fucking beautiful, man. But when it's me and him on here, he'll tell you some funny stories because I was obviously bang on the tackle during that period. And I'll save it for when he comes on because it'll be a really interesting stream. There's some funny things. Look after yourselves, people. I'll talk to you soon. Hoi!